Okay, building on the philosophies of others, that starts on page 103 in Chapter 5. A behaviorist education philosophy primarily employs teacher-based authority. Okay, so we're going to be talking about teacher-centered and student-centered. So it would be inappropriate for the behaviorist to focus on personal choice because behaviorism essentially aims to control human behavior through teacher-directed reinforcement. So if you're teacher-centered, then that would be you. We are enforcing, we want certain behaviors to occur. On the other hand, a constructive educational philosophy tends to emphasize student-based authority. Students are not solely in control, but they have lots more choices. Constructivist philosophers of education focus on developing students' individual meaning, and hence they provide greater opportunity for students to decide what classroom rules should be followed. But as we've talked about before, when we were talking about the philosophies in Chapter 4, if I give students the option to stay in class, or would you rather take a longer recess, what do you think they're going to say? Because right now, the here and now, the human side of me, the nature side of me would rather have fun and have a good time as to do work. Most students don't find schoolwork to be interesting. So the excuse me, teacher-centered philosophy, the three teacher-centered educational philosophies are essentialism, behaviorism, and positivism. Each of them tends to organize the classroom environment, instruction, and assessment approaches in a similar manner in that the teacher makes most of the decisions about the components of the classroom. And that will, once again, is that the way you want to run your classroom, or would you rather the students be? You're going to have to determine where you stand there. And it could be a little bit of both. So those three, essentialism, behaviorism, and positivism, are under the teacher-centered. The next kind is student-centered. You also notice that the three student-centered education philosophies of progressivism, humanism, and constructivism differ in the ways they organize the classroom environment, instruction, and assessment approaches, so there's going to be a distinct difference. Each of them tends to permit greater freedom and student choice, and they draw primarily from the classical philosophies of pragmatism and existentialism. So as you were reading through the last chapter, if you fell more in the pragmatist or the existentialist areas, then you're probably going to choose the student-centered types of philosophy, progressivism, humanism, and constructivism, because it's more student-centered. That should make sense. All right, we're going to explore these a little bit deeper.